Welcome to the KSF ECSTAR Suzuki podcast. Today I have a special guest with me. Been in the motorcycle industry for a long period of time. Has been involved in photography, now runs his own business, and a guy that is loved by many. Please welcome Matt Bernard.
How you going, mate?
Yeah, good. So, Matty, let's get to it. You're running a company called Moto Kit, where we do the stickers, but you're really more than just a sticker guy.
Yeah, wear a few hats. So I work for Dirt Action Magazine, running the website, and also still involved in the print title, and then, run Moto Kit as well, and takes up a lot of my time now. But Dirt Action's still a love. I like testing bikes and doing a bit of racing, that sort of thing, and staying involved. So, keep busy.
All right, cool. What I want to talk to you today really was about Moto Kit, but more importantly, about the graphics and the stickers and your passion for design.
Sure.
But really first, I want to get to the quality of the material.
Yep.
And how much difference that makes between, let's say, a cheap sticker kit.
Sure.
Where the graphics hold, or the process that goes through it, just so you can give everyone a bit of an indication of really what it's about, more than just a sticker, and tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a little bit of a misconception that you put some pretty colours in a computer and click print. There's a lot more to it than that. There's a lot of research with the materials and the printers and whatnot. Our material is made in the USA. It's used by many companies in the States and here as well. It's not a great secret, but there are definitely different varying quality sticker kits here in Australia. Our material is used by some of the guys in the AMA that run some factory race teams, Monster Energy, Kawasaki, Geico, Honda. Those guys use the exact same material here. So, a young kid doing Minicana is using the same material that Eli Tomac's racing the AMA Motocross Championship in. Is there
that much of a difference in material that's used?
It can be, yeah. It can be. We've tested a few different varieties of material made in a range of different places. We found this stuff to be the best that we've used, and keeps them cost effective as well.
When you say best, in terms of what? Just so we get an understanding, they hold on the bike better, graphics going better, or what's the
big one is ease of application. So the material's got air release technology in the back of it, which makes it easy for the average person to stick them on. It doesn't necessarily need to be a professional's job. Makes it easier if you know what you're doing. But it's got air release technology in the back, and then once they're on, when you hit, it's a little tip and trick to hit them with a heat gun, and it flattens that air release technology, and that then glues to your plastics really well. Doesn't have to be brand new plastics. You don't need brand new plastics with graphics. It helps, but it's not needed. That's one particular part, is that it does hang on to the plastics well. The particular material we use is available in a matte protective film or a gloss as well, which was another benefit to us. A couple of materials we looked at wasn't possible. It was gloss and that was it.
Yep.
And the matte thing's a bit of a fashion winner at the moment. Everyone wants matte, so that's cool. We can offer that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about, you said you don't need new plastics, and everyone probably much knows that.
Yeah.
But cleaning the plastics,
obviously
plays a big part in the adhesion of everything. Any recommendations from your experience on what guys could use to clean the plastic?
Sure. We use a product which is a designed surface cleaner, but you can use a product called isopropyl alcohol. It's just available from Bunnings. It works really well. It's as good as any surface cleaner. That is what we recommend. You can use methylated spirits.
What was that again? Say that again.
It's called isopropyl alcohol.
Isopropyl alcohol.
Yeah, that's the one. Bit of a tongue twister. It's available from Bunnings.
Yeah.
You can get it in little spray bottles that people use for cleaning glasses and using for cleaning computer screens and that sort of stuff. It doesn't leave a residue. That's the biggest thing. You start using terps or even some contact cleaners. If you spray it on there and it leaves a residue, that's between your plastic and the graphics adhesion. It won't stick.
Okay, so most guys that we know and come in contact with are just spraying brake cleaner.
Brake cleaner's okay if you're desperate. If it's better than not cleaning your plastics to use a brake cleaner or a contact cleaner. If all you've got's a bit of Moto brake cleaner in the shed, it will work, but it's not as good. If you want to treat your graphics well, isopropyl alcohol is the best. That's what I would recommend. Just something that will evaporate. It's also important not to clean your plastics, slap your graphics straight on. You need to clean your graphics and let that evaporate off your plastic. So
Yeah.
lay them all out in a nice clean bench that's not too cold. You want to have a good ambient temperature so that the plastic is warm enough, the graphics are nice and soft, and yeah, clean everything and let them set. And let everything evaporate off those plastics. And if they are a scuffed up set of plastics, you can't afford to buy a new set of plastics. Just make sure you've either wet and dried them with wet and dry sandpaper, just to make sure it's smooth. And you'd be surprised how good you can dress a bike up that might have 100 hours on it. You can still get a nice graphics kit or a set of numbers on there and do that. So yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's part of the plastics, and then the application. And you spoke a little bit about the quality of the material.
Yeah.
Now, tell us about the process that goes through from design.
Okay.
And how you work with the people on
Sure.
the design. Or do most people sit there and say, "Oh, Matty, I just want a set of graphics. Can you do me up some? I've got a YZ 450.
Yeah. Well, look, one thing that differs Moto Kit to a lot of other companies, and I'm a big fan of lots of people's work. It's not here to say we're better than anyone else, but we're completely custom. So we don't offer off-the-shelf graphics. So you can't pick one of 20 designs and go ahead. We start with a complete plain canvas. So everyone who calls or does an online order form, their job starts as plain white. Let's start from scratch. Whether through our online order form, we do use a few. We can get a fair bit of information from the customer, what logos they want, what colours, and that sort of thing. But a lot of the time, someone will say, "I like a pink and blue." And then that's all you've got to go off. And we work with the customer closely. So the process is we come up with a design, send it to the customer. Once they're happy, that's great. But we'll go back and forwards 3 or 4 times and change this and change that, different fonts and whatnot. Because to me, growing up racing for a lot of years, I didn't want to look like the guy next to me on the start line.
Yeah.
I wanted to be different. And that's one thing that we're pretty passionate about, is to be different to everybody else. And yeah, so that's a bit of a brief way of how we do it.
I mean, what you said there is, you're obviously offering something different. It's your design skills. A lot of people out there, riders and even teams, don't have graphic designers, don't have a design concept.
Yeah.
And they pretty much throw it on your shoulders, and then it's backwards and forwards, and you go through all this thing which can take you a number of hours.
Absolutely.
And you're not charging the customer for any of it.
No, that's right. It's, if you were going to put a retail value and an hourly rate, then, you wouldn't be in the business. But I love it. And it's great to see, a young kid smile, or, having you guys use our graphics at AusX Open. I get a big kick out of that.
Yeah.
And you want your bike to look good. It's got my logo on it. I've started it from nothing. I don't want to have a bike out there that doesn't look great. So I'm happy to spend the time, and sometimes too much time. But you put the...
It's subjective though, isn't it?
It's hard. And it's probably the hardest thing is, it doesn't happen very often, but if you've got a customer who has a locked-in vision of what they want, and it's not what I necessarily think will look good, that's a tricky one, because the customer is always right. If he wants pink, purple and green graffiti all over his bike, well, that's what's going to make him happy. That's that's
the way it is, mate.
That's exactly
what it
right.
is.
So that side of it's a bit of a mental battle at times, but
do you find most people are just saying, "Hey, Matty, I really want a black and grey kit.
Yep.
Can you come up with something and show me?" Is that's really
that's
how it
90%
works?
90% of the customers will leave it to us. We have a lot of customers that are tradesmen, and they're good at building houses, and I don't know how to swing a hammer, so they say, "You design me a graphics kit," and we'll go from there. I like black and green, or I like black and grey, like you're saying, and we take it from there. And it's a tricky one. It's always hard to go, what way do you go with a customer that doesn't give you a lot of info? But we've been lucky. Can't really say we're very lucky. We have a really big customer base, and people aren't too difficult to work with. Get some good designs out there and that sort of thing. So it's good.
I think. Look, for everyone who's listening, I think that's probably the most important part. If you don't really know what you want, then just shoot Matty an email and say, "Hey, I really liked something that I saw." Send him a picture, but I want to change it a little bit, or fuck, I got no idea. I want teal and black.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. And I always, my dad had a sign business for 30 years, so I've grown up with that side of things. Always designing. Always, I actually left probably a long-term position with him to go and work for Dirt Action, and I've come back to doing this again. So a lot of advice he always gave me was, it could be a V8 supercar that someone says, I really like this. You just get a vibe on colours, designs, fonts,
Yeah.
a billboard, a truck, whatever. It doesn't have to say, I like Ricky Carmichael's 2005 RM.
Yeah.
It can be anything, just a bit of influence, and you can try and take that and turn it into a design. Just makes it a little bit easier.
Okay. That's one part there of the kits. We covered the plastics, the graphics. Tell us about the inks that go on the printer, and again, I imagine that there's so many different printers out there. There's so many different inks.
Yep.
There's so many different overlays that people then put on top of the graphic kits to seal that in. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we use a wide format digital printer, which prints onto the material, and it's an eco-sol, so it's a bit better for the environment.
Nice.
Yeah, there's not a big variety in that sort of stuff. There's a few ways you can go down the road of purchasing equipment which is just for making motocross graphics.
Yeah.
But our business does more than that. We're doing t-shirt prints and some vehicle signage and that sort of thing. So we went down that road. We're only small. We didn't go and invest in a massive factory and have multiple setups for doing different jobs. And then our protective overlay is matched to the material. So it's basically a combo of the two. So they are married up. They're designed to work together. They're fed through a laminating system, which then bonds them. So it's not a black art, but there's lots of tricks and lots of things that I'll keep to myself that I've learnt, and lots of mistakes that I've made.
Yeah.
That I'm very lucky that my dad is really really clued up, and he's been great help. But I'm on my own now. Really, it's just me and my wife running the business, and made plenty of mistakes, learn a lot. To not so much with the materials, but even what printer to buy and how much debt I want to go into to make motorbikes.
You're in business,
look pretty.
mate.
Yeah,
you're in business. It's all debt.
Yeah, exactly. Leave a job of riding dirt bikes for 3 or 4 days a week to make pretty stickers. But it's that side of it's a little bit of a black art, but it's not as much as it used to be.
Okay.
With technology advances and whatnot.
All right. Now, obviously, we know from experience that one of the things that sometimes can get overlooked when you do your graphics kit is your seat.
Yeah, sure.
So the seat is really what ties in your graphics.
Yep.
The whole colour combo, like you can't have black and teal with a
right.
bright blue seat in our case. So you've got access to those sorts of things, and
we've got a couple of options. We have a company overseas which makes our seat covers for us, so they're completely Moto Kit branded.
And what's the turnaround time?
About a week to get those.
Okay, so similar to a sticker kit.
Yeah. They can, depending on how their shipment times and that sort of thing go. But we have some in stock, some basic colours. And then that's the other option. We have another Australian-based company which can supply basic colours to us, and we can have them in a couple of days. But if we go custom, we can get them made and put riders' names, logos, that sort of thing on them. So, and it's not, it's not an overly costly process. It can change your bike dramatically. By putting a red seat on a Yamaha with a blue and red graphics kit can look really cool. But that blue and red graphics kit might look a little bit vanilla with the stock seat. Plus, I've come from a background racing and riding a lot, is I'm pretty particular with outsourcing things. And we tried a few different seats and different materials, and I'm pretty confident they're good. They're both of the brands we're using are really good.
I mean, look, we can vouch for that. I mean, any product that we take on in the team is tested by our riders first, just to ensure we don't go to sponsors and
that's right.
or supporters and say, give us this, give us that, and it turns out it's no good for anyone. So it's all product tested.
And that's been really good. We have tried a couple of different things with you guys, and a couple of them haven't been what I would be happy with, and we haven't done it again. We've changed and done different things, especially with the seat covers and the material used and whatnot. It was good having Dan Hurlin out doing the Supercross series, because he was putting the bike through a pretty tough time racing Supercross at a high level, and that was a good opportunity for me, because there's not many guys that can give you good feedback, and he gave good feedback, which was really good.
He was quite a barrel of laughs.
He was not what I expected when he came in, and he was very polite guy. He looks like a bit of a cool cat with the long hair and whatnot, but he was a really, really good guy to deal with. It was good, as all the guys are.
Yeah. All right. So we've done the sticker kit, we've done the seat covers. What about things like, which is a bit of a growing trend, butt patches,
Sure.
helmet wraps.
Yep. Helmet wraps are a tricky one. You can do it.